done at 60, about 50 pounds.
Oh, I'm stuck. There we go. I got a stain I just noticed on my shirt.
Mod Market stain.
Mhm.
Alright, let's go ahead and view, be happy. Hold on a second.
Is it not working?
My camera appears to be.
You got smushies on it.
Yeah. There we go, that's much better. One more. Alright. Upload this.
I was wearing a shirt yesterday going, dang, this thing's spinning on me.
I mean, you can have to get rid of those pants.
Yeah, they're kind of wearing thin, I know. I told you when I get 260, I want to get me a new outfit.
I apologize for calling you so late last night.
Oh, that's no
I
problem.
just had a patient cancel at 12 o'clock last night around 8 o'clock, and I know you prefer to come in before lunch.
Yeah.
Instead of having you wait, I was like, let me move your appointment.
Yeah, it's like, well, I have to starve myself all day long, and I was sitting there thinking, okay, it's obvious if I have to not eat till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm not going to have reserve when it comes to food.
16.
I found our limits.
So,
Here we go.
that's you. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Alright, and look at the other one.
Maybe.
Alright. Alright, first thing is look at your face.
Mhm.
Okay. Look at your ears, and then look at your neckline.
Okay.
Alright, and then the second thing I want you to look at is your chin.
Okay.
Okay, your chin really from a standpoint, there's no, if you just look at the outline
Mhm.
of your face, it goes straight up into the side.
Right.
Okay, so your neck is just slightly inside the width of your face.
Okay.
Alright? We go and look at, let me zoom this in. Your chin's more pronounced. Alright? And then you can also see this. See how that looks different?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, my face looks really pudgy in there.
Yeah. Try to get the same dimension. There.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a lot thinner
Yeah.
through here. And your neck.
Not so much of a double chin.
Correct. See?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to back zoom out a little bit, and we're going to look at your midsection.
It's out there.
Alright, if I just do this, I'm going to put the shoulders there,
Mhm.
and then I'm going to go look at your how much you've lost through your upper body.
Oh, wow.
Right through here, and I'm going to go back. See how much wider?
Yeah.
lost a lot, even through here.
Yeah.
I wish I would have got you more centered, but pretty close. Get better descriptive. It's gonna be hard because you weren't centered. See? But you definitely have gone through your mid region. That's a huge difference. So I mean, predominantly, if I just look at the top half of your body. See?
Yeah, because you can see my belly sticking out.
Yeah.
There.
Right here, right? And then if we go back to here, not so much. I mean, you lost a lot off your shoulders.
Right.
I mean, that's a lot off your shoulders. See? And your stomach.
Yeah.
Right through here.
Yeah, you can see how baggy my clothes are getting.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's good. So let's get your weight. Let's see how you did. $267.4. Nice work. 2.5 pounds. So it's 5 pounds in 2 weeks.
Well. Oops, I knocked a pillow on the floor.
How you feeling?
Pretty good.
Energy-wise?
Energy? I think I've been pretty good. I've found days lately where I'll be doing stuff around the house and all of a sudden I get this surge of energy that I need to get expelled, so I'll go for a long walk.
Okay.
You know, to take care of that. Where before it was like, can I just sit here? Oh, I gotta go for a walk. Yeah. And I try to get the walks out early in the day.
Good job in increasing your berries.
I've been having fun with that. I've been put them in the freezer, make kind of an ice cream out of it.
Are you let's see here. 6 grams, that's good. You're right where we want you to be on your fiber. Protein is above 70. That's good. Sodium's low. Cholesterol. That's good. That looks good. That looks really good. 9,000 steps yesterday.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you're at 47 pounds.
Wow. You wanted me to get down to
50 pounds by this one. Yeah. That's huge.
Now I'm starting to feel like I could do it.
I think, when was the last time you were at 265 pounds on your scale?
When we did that.
No.
When you bought me that ring. Yeah, I got down to 260 when we did the 10K up Crazy Horse. And that's when I was working like the dickens. That was the first year that we went to the what do you call it? Biggest Loser. The first time I signed up for Biggest Loser. And that summer we hiked 3 different mountains. It was the first time I ever went on vacation and lost 10 pounds. And I got down to 260. And I went into the ladies' room, or they had outhouses, and I went to go in there. And when I walked in, my wedding ring flew off my hand. And I thought, oh no, because I thought it was going to go down the seat. And I told him about it, and so he went out and he bought me this new diamond ring for as a wedding ring. And I wore it for a while, and then I started gaining the weight back, and of course after a while I couldn't wear it anymore because it's too small.
Right.
So that's one of my goals right now, to get down to that 260 point. I can wear that ring again, so just getting close.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's been about 5
You were
6 years.
right in 4 months.
Mm.
And you've lost close to 50 pounds, 47.
That
Right?
feels good.
You should be extremely pleased with yourself.
I know I just feel better at being able to get up, move around a lot
Right.
better without feeling like everything hurts as much. You know, stuff still hurts, but it's not as severe.
Sure. Sure.
So that feels good.
So, but if you look at it from this perspective, though, right? You know, you always had that big drop in that first month,
Mhm.
right? Then you start getting into, okay, how much am I going to lose, and so forth. But my point being behind that is, when I backed off on seeing you,
Mhm.
then the weight loss went.
A little slower.
Yeah, and then I said, I want to see you again next week. Then weight loss. So it's 2 weeks in a row. You've lost like you should be able to.
Mhm.
Right? It's about the 2.5 pound mark. Right?
Mhm.
And so I need you to be vigilant. I need you to be continue. I know it gets to be old and it gets to be the same thing, boring monotony, right? But if you look at what you've been able to accomplish, right, in 4 months, nearly 50 pounds, right? What is 4 months out of 1 year? What is 1 year out of a decade? What is a decade out of your life?
Right.
So it seems like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this forever. But in reality is, what is 4 months?
Yeah.
Right? And let's look at the next 4 months. Right? If you can get down another 40 pounds in 4 months, right? That's 8 months out of the year.
Mhm.
Right? 90 pounds. Right?
Yeah.
You would be at 223 pounds, just under 225. Not too far from Wonderland. So the question being is, when was the last time that you were under 250 pounds?
Right after I gave birth to my son. That'd be 23, 24
Right.
years.
And you're only 17 pounds from that.
Mhm. That's cool. I hadn't even thought about that. I was just thinking, to be under 200. See, when I gave birth to him, I was 225. I remember that. And then and then I didn't start putting on that weight until I was under 200 when I got pregnant with him. And then it just, first I lost like 20 pounds.
Right.
And then I gained.
So when did you do that run, the Kenya run you said?
The Volksmarch was, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago, maybe. I've done it since then, but that was when I got down to 260. We did it a couple of years ago. Was it 2 years ago?
2 to 3.
Yeah. But it was after I had been injured, by that being squished between the 2 cars. And I had a very hard time. I was stopping more often than I normally did. I had to borrow his oxygen tank. By the time we got to the top, the paramedics had to take me down. And then we ended up putting me in a wheelchair for a while because I couldn't move anymore. I was in just too much pain. Most of that I would believe was from the car accident itself, not so much as, granted the weight contributed, but I was on painkillers and everything. To be able to walk was a challenge, and we had a long talk and kind of agreed that would probably be my last time going up that mountain.
Not anymore.
I might have hope now.
Well put.
Well, we're talking. We just found out. We're going. Well, we're planning to go to Custer in
Yep.
July, and we just found out that their Gold Rush Days is happening the weekend that we're going to be there. Which there's like bed runs. I don't know if you know about the bed runs where you take a bed and you race down. They got all kinds of crazy stuff that's going on that weekend. And one of the things that they're having is a fun 5K walk run, or
Run
something
walk.
like that.
Yeah.
Run walk or
Yeah.
something like that. And so we were talking about maybe signing up for that. I'm trying to contact them and see if I can take my walker, cause, you know, I can go for about a mile on my own, but I think if it's, you know, the 5K, I would probably have to have my walker with me, so that if it got to be too much, I could sit down right away instead of where can I sit down and not be able to get back up again type of thing. So that's what we're thinking. So we'll probably do that. First we gotta find out where and what the details are on it. So being in the mountains, it could be anywhere. So that's what we're planning.
Okay.
You know, that, and we're planning to go up to my mom and dad's old property, and there's a lot of rock climbing and all that. They I don't know, you haven't seen pictures of it. It's big house on a hill, okay, and you step out the back door and there's a lake, and it's close enough where you can, like that. Well, on the other side of the lake is all these rocks for climbing and stuff like that. And I think it's about, would you say about 100 feet high? At least, cause you know,
Yeah,
you have
maybe
people
that's
on there,
more.
and you got this great big rock, and a person looks about this big, and there's various levels and stuff like that. So we're gonna be going over there mostly for to spread my dad's ashes, hoping to get a video, but all of which will require some climbing to get up in there. So that's so far this weekend.
Have you put on your Facebook, you know, comments that how much weight you've lost?
Every now and then I do. Yeah, it's like I lost 2 pounds this time, or I lost that many pounds. I think one time I put down I've lost as many as 30. I think it's the last time I said what my total was.
Right.
So.
When you hit you got to hit 263.5.
Yeah,
Be
for
50.
with you. Yeah. I know there's been times. One time somebody says, "Well, how much did you actually lose?" And I says, "Well, my doctor's what says and what I say, because I know I was at 320 before I came here."
Right. Right.
You know, and so I was a little bit less than that. And so I said, well, it's 320 here, and this is where I am now. And it was, you know, I said, I'm not too far from my 60-pound loss. And they're like, ooh, you know. And I'm thinking, once I get below the 50-pound mark, I might start with my website, or with my YouTube, is start sharing what I've recipes that I've tried, and, you know, stuff like that. And I've also thought, you know, like going shopping, you know, that stuff that you give me, and see what I can find as close to that, you know, and say, well, these products, you might try these type of
Sure.
thing, you know, because obviously a person's, you know, especially when I got a viewer that's in, my brain just went south. Where's Delaware?
Right, don't ask me.
Anyway, I got various viewers all over the country, and they're obviously not going to be able to come to
Right.
see you.
Right.
And so I want to be able to say, okay, this is what my doctor gave me, and this is what I had to use. And I told them, this is granted, yours is prescription, but the reason why.
These are close, yeah. You can find some close things, probably.
Yeah, and it's not so much as that there's a drug in it, is that the vitamins are so high that if I took a vitamin with it, it could cause damage. And so finding this product is where we are, but this is the comparison of what I'm getting.
Right.
You know, and hopefully that'll help somebody. You know, it's like, of course, don't forget to go to your doctor.
Sure.
You know, that kind of thing. And some recipes how I've changed some of my recipes. You know,
well, here's the goal I have for you. I think it's very doable.
Mhm.
Right. I think it's very, very doable for you to be about 255, if not under that,
Mhm.
by 4th of July.
Okay.
All right. I think it's very, very doable. Between 250 to 255 is very doable for you.
Okay. Give it a shot.
Well, when I first bring it up,
yeah.
what are your thoughts?
To be honest, I can't picture it in my mind.
What can you picture?
It's just, you know, I picture 2 pounds a week, but it's like unless I got a calendar in front of me.
Right, so,
Yeah.
because it's 5 weeks
Okay.
to the last week of June.
Okay.
And the 4th of July is on a Thursday, I think.
Mhm.
So the 3rd of July. So that's 6 weeks.
So it's 12 pounds, or should be 12 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm at what'd you have me at? 260.
You're at 267.5.
Yeah, 12 pounds would be 255.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it should be doable.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Because I've been trying hard to push
So if we look at since the 24th, so right at about a month, you've lost about 9.5 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why I wanted to see you a little bit more frequent, is to, move those up.
Yeah.
Because you went through about a month, you went through, it wasn't until you hit 280
Mhm.
until the weight started coming down. I mean, you weighed 280 on the 10th of April,
Mhm.
right? Well, if we look at that, that's only been 42 days, right?
Mhm.
So, and now you're down 13.5 pounds.
Wow.
Comparatively, you were at 282 on the 3rd of April, and then on the 6th, the 6th of March, you were at 288. So the month of March, you lost 6. The month of April, you lost the month of April, you lost 8, 9 pounds. So that's why I wanted to
Okay.
see you a little bit more frequently, because I want to push you.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed that.
You're beyond. So here's the thing, right?
Mhm.
There's no more concern with inflammation.
Mhm.
Insulin resistance is an impeding variable that would get in your way,
Mhm.
right? Because all those things have probably, if not realistically, gone down dramatically, because it goes down for 2 reasons. One, diet. Second thing, weight loss.
Mhm.
So those have all improved. Getting through the first few months is the hardest, because that's when you have to your body start to change,
Mhm.
make those changes. Now it should have no physiological limitation unless it's constipation or excess salt,
Mhm.
right? So I think from that standpoint, that's why I'm pushing you,
Mhm.
right? Knowing what's possible with you.
Yeah.
The only thing that we tend to see that slows it down at this point is complacency.
Mhm.
Portion size get a little bit bigger, right?
Getting into things, yeah. Well, like last week we went to Chick-fil-A, and their chicken is so loaded in salt. Yeah, the next morning I was a couple ounces more, but then the next day I lost a whole bunch of weight because all that water came off. So,
Sure.
So I just learned that if I'm going to have certain foods, don't panic. It's
Right.
going to come off.
So how are you going to manage Memorial Weekend? I mean, oftentimes this is the start of the barbecue season, so for a lot of people. Do you see anything different? You're going to go do things? You're going to...
I don't know. Are we going to go do anything?
I don't
He's
know.
got to work. Yeah, our weekend is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday time period.
Okay.
So our weekend is not everybody else's type of weekend. The only thing I know we're doing different, Michael had a request for some enchiladas, and so I was like,
What kind of enchiladas?
He wants me, I figured I'll just get him the ingredients and let him go for it type of thing, but he wants like chicken, cheese, tomato sauce, tortillas.
Beef. You did say beef too.
Well, he was telling me cheese, or chicken, but you're the one who wanted the beef. He says we can make it beef, but I figured I'd just get him the ingredients and let him.
You could try making some for you without the cheese and go toward ground turkey.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, is like he would like.
That's what I think my wife makes it, is we use, she gets I think she just buys the, red enchilada sauce. I think it's the Kroger brand.
Mhm.
Enchilada sauce that's in the jar.
Mhm.
And she uses that, and then, not flour, but corn.
Corn
tortillas, and then ground turkey, and she stacks it.
Mhm.
So she just stacks it like 2 or 3 layers, and then that's about it. So it's gonna
More
be
like
low.
a casserole thing versus a.
Yeah,
Okay.
versus rolled.
Okay.
So, and that way you just have to, it's very easier to, go with flour. You just throw corn tortillas in the microwave and heat them up, and that way they get pliable, easier to maneuver, and just layer it and throw it in the oven for a short amount of time. If you heat up the enchilada sauce and all that kind of stuff, where everything's already cooked naturally, then it's already hot, and you can throw a little bit of shredded cheese on top.
Mhm.
Instead of in between.
Mhm.
And then that way you just put it on broil, and then that way it's done within a
Mhm.
few minutes. So.
Yeah, 'cause I was like, I never made that, so I'm not. My brain just went
Yeah.
fried when he says, "You want hot?" You know?
Yeah.
And
But obviously it's fairly easy to make. I mean,
Yeah.
naturally I mentioned the enchilada sauce in the jar, so naturally it's gonna be a little bit higher in salt.
Mhm.
But enchilada sauce is low in calories, so.
It's not like a big deal.
Yeah, and then you're using ground turkey, and you're using flour or corn tortillas, and each tortilla I think is like 50 calories.
Mhm.
And so even if you made them like a single, right, your own,
Mhm.
right, if you did 2 corn tortillas and we'll say a total of 4 or 5 ounces of ground turkey, right? And then in addition to that, you did the enchilada sauce. That's probably gonna be only about 250 to 300 calories.
Yeah,
I would think, without cheese on it, but
Yeah.
that's kind of what I would if I were to kind of figure that out in my head.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, 'cause he was thinking I could make my taco mix, which you got the recipe on that. And so that's got a lot of vegetables and meat
Yep.
and that, and it's got a lot of sauce in it already.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, I could try that. 'Cause I was like, I don't know how to make this stuff.
Yeah.
I know I used to. Every now and then I would eat it, but I never. It was like, I'll just have an enchilada 'cause
Sure.
it was a food that I was familiar with, type of thing. But outside that, I never thought to make it, so I was like, what's in it? So I was a little bit on the lost side, but that's the only thing he's asked for. His friend, she wants pizza rolls, I can get that. But I was trying to figure out our house is getting kind of interesting, 'cause Michael's now starting to get to the point where he's a little worried about his weight, and he's trying to get it to go down a little. He's trying to watch his weight. Obviously, I'm trying to watch my weight. We're all trying to go down. This thing is that thin. She barely has skin on her bone, and I'm like, what kind of food can I give you that'll make you gain weight and be healthy? And I was like, I guess an avocado, maybe some olive oil. More of what I'm eating.
Well, I think it's got to be healthy protein and healthy fat.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was thinking more protein, like chicken and eggs.
Yep.
And stuff like that.
Yep.
But yeah, it's kind of fun, because now they're working at. She's in the Army. He's in the Marines.
Oh, that's an interesting.
It gets interesting.
That'll be fun on Army Navy weekend. Yeah.
She took him to Family Day on her Army thing, and some of the people were making comments that would have gotten them into all kinds of trouble, being he's a Marine. One person was a smart aleck and said, "Oh, you're an Air Force wannabe," and Michael's like. But they're both doing the workout thing.
Right.
And it's funny because they're both dying, but it's one of those, he's trying to help build her up, and she's trying to help him lose weight, and it's like trying to find a compromising.
Well, I imagine even if she ate, she could probably very easily eat 2,500 calories and gain weight.
If she could get it down.
Yeah, that's a lot of substance.
Yeah.
It's all based on volume, as you've realized.
Yeah, and it's just, even when I was told I had to eat 2,300 calories in order to lose weight, which I thought was crazy, and the weird part was that it worked, you know, for a while, but, I threw up for 3 days just trying to get the food in.
Right.
You know, and so I can feel for her when she has to, you know, we're trying to get something in her, and she's like,
Yeah.
can't eat that much, you know, so it's like, and then her metabolism obviously is
Right.
extremely fast.
Yep.
So, we'll get it, but anyway, yeah, that's the only thing I could think of that.
So the end of the month, 50
Okay.
pounds. End of the month, 50 pounds, 50 pounds, 50 pounds. Yeah, I
Push,
wanna,
push, push, push.
yeah, I wanna see that 50 pound mark for you.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how.
And when you get it, that's when I'm gonna I'll throw up the 50 pound mark, so you'll
Okay.
hit the century.
So it's official.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're doing well. You did really well.
I'm gonna try.
So let's go look at next Wednesday.
Okay.
We're out of bars. We'll get more in next week.
Okay.
Good and bad news is the raspberry flavor
Mhm.
is going away. I'll have another shipment of raspberry coming in,
Mhm.
but the good news is we're gonna bring in a seasonal flavor. Will be peach.
Ooh.
So for the shakes. So I found that the raspberry peach mix is good, but they're gonna eliminate the peach or the raspberry over time. So that kind of mixes that flavor. But
So
the
save ones.
yeah, the peach actually tastes good when you mix it with a scoop of or half scoop of the vanilla with a little bit of cinnamon. So it's actually tastes more like a peach cobbler. So
That does sound
yeah,
good.
peach and chocolate doesn't sound all that appealing. Strawberry peach might be okay.
Mhm.
But I like the raspberry because you can mix it with vanilla, you can mix it with strawberry, you can mix it with the chocolate. And peach will be somewhat limited.
Yeah.
What you can mix with. So unless
I'd have
people
to
like
play
chocolate
with it.
peaches, I don't know.
Haven't
So
tried that.
yeah, I haven't either. Doesn't sound appealing to me. So, but let's look at next Wednesday,
Okay.
and let's try to really keep pushing. You're doing awesome. Let's see if we can get you that 50 pound mark. So just be slightly over four months,
Okay.
and 50 pounds.
And he's wondering, can he pay you next week?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause he was gonna bring the check, and it would be one of those wait until after Friday thing.
Mhm.
But then we got halfway here, and he went, ah, damn, I forgot the book.
Okay. Let's see here.
Der.
12:30.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Oh, and I will have my bonfire weigh in next week.
Awesome.
Yeah,
bring
'cause
those results.
Yeah, 'cause it was a runaround. First I was trying to get the Biggest Loser person, and they kept saying, well, you gotta go over here and do it through the Hawk.
Mhm.
So I kept going to the Hawk, couldn't get a hold of the guy, and a couple of weeks later he finally calls me, and he says, so you gotta go through the Biggest Loser people. You know, what's this? And so come to find out, Biggest Loser says that they're not gonna do their official weigh-in until November.
Okay.
So we're basically on our own till that point. But Hawk says I can do it whenever I want to, just let him know that it's personal.
Okay.
And I told him that I'm doing it because you want a copy of it.
Yeah.
You know, and if I could do it like once a month or once every other month, that would be
Yep.
awesome. And he says, okay. And he's scoffing at me because he's the one who told me I had to eat 2,300 calories a day in order to lose weight. And when I told him I was going about 900 a day, he's like, and how are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know, I lost 43 pounds. Shut up. I was having fun with him.
You should. I think I think for you,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking down the road, right? You came in January,
Mhm.
right? Your January New Year goal for 2014
Mhm.
is to be under 200 pounds, right?
Mhm.
I'm not saying you need to be under 200 pounds by the end of January,
Mhm.
right? I think you need to be at 225 or below by Christmas,
Mhm.
right? So about 90 pounds down in a year. I think that you got to keep in mind the relative perspective of surgical and non-surgical.
Mhm.
That's like the number in between. Typically non-surgical, we can get you to about 25%. Right? Well, you would have lost 33 approximately percent. And so 25% in the first year, if you think of it, is, well, 10% is 30 plus 20% is 60 plus another 5, which would be 15. That's 75 pounds, right, for you in a year. I think it's very, very doable for you to hit 90 pounds in a year. And so but the minimum would be 75, but I think 90 would be great for you.
Do you get many people that stick to the diet this well?
It's hard because you start getting into the 6-month mark. It's where that's hard because you've been doing it now for 6 months, and you're like, okay, I'm down, 60, 70, whatever it might be, right? You're coming up on 50. I think it's very doable for you to get to 75 pounds in about 6 to 7 months. I mean, you're actually probably closer to 7 months because you're coming up on 4. You're at 4 months now, and you're just under 50. So if we went another 2 months, yeah, you should be able to hit 70. I mean, realistically, you should be able to do that. What gets hard is it's the monotony.
Yeah, it does get kind of monotonous.
Right, and that's why I brought up what is 4 months over the course of a year. What is 6 months? What is 8 months over the course of a year? What is 1 year out of 5 years? What is 1 year out of 10? Right, is you can do this, right? And get to that goal, right? And you're already feeling so much better, but the quality of life is so much more for you as you continuously keep losing, right? Your just whole transformation is going to be even greater at that point. Okay?
Yeah.
But well done. All right? Well done. 50 pounds. I want to love to see it with you. Okay?
I'd like to see it
All right?
too.
All right. So